On April 16th, two sadhus belonging to Juna Akhara, Chikne Maharaj Kalpavikshagiri and Sushil Giri Maharaj, along with their driver Nilesh Telgade, were travelling to attend the funeral of their guru, Sri Mahant Ramgiri in Surat. Around 10 pm, they were passing through Gadchinchale, 140 kilometers north of Mumbai. A forest department sentry stopped their car at a local police checkpoint. While they were talking to the sentry policeman, a vigilante group accosted and attacked them with sticks and axes. The video went viral on social media platforms. I will mention the link in the description below, one of the sources. The video clearly shows the police dragging the sadhus outside the police station and handing them over to the mob, who brutally attacked the sadhus with lathis and killed them. The sadhus were pleading for mercy and begging the police for help, but the police didn't do anything to help them. As of 20th April, 101 villagers have been arrested by Maharashtra police on the charges of murder, and the investigation is ongoing. Meanwhile, 200 FIRs have been lodged against Arnab Goswami by Congress, who are the Gyan givers of free speech and who call Modi a fascist dictator. These same people have abused Modi by calling many names. They are the same people who want proofs of surgical strikes. These same people call terrorist bhatke hue naujawan. But you call Sonia Gandhi by her real name, you end up in police station. None of these people have FIR against them. Let's look at what is happening right now. Most people think that Arnab is questioned because he called Sonia Gandhi by her real name, Antonio Maino. But this is just a half-truth. He also said that Sonia is a Christian missionary convert, and also wrote a letter to the Pope saying that two sadhus were killed in Maharashtra in her government. There is a lot of Christian missionary conversion happening in that area. If you guys are interested in knowing about how missionaries work and operate, then I suggest you read the book Breaking India by Rajiv Malhotra. But let me ask you something. How is it different from calling Modi a Maut ka Saudagar? The accusation here is a crime of commission, not the crime of omission. Arnab is accusing Sonia of committing the crime just like how Sonia accused that Modi committed the Godhra violence. Even today, after 18 years, he is still called a mass murderer by the so-called secular and liberal journalists. Even though he has been acquitted by CBI, SIC and Supreme Court while the Congress was in power. How many FIRs are filed against these people? None. Arnab has 200 FIRs filed against him, but Sonia has none. Is this the right to free speech? It is not like common people got angry at Arnab and all of a sudden they started registering FIRs against him. FIRs has been filed by congressmen from Congress ruling states. If the left liberals and Congress say that the Godhra happened because of Modi, then this mob lynching also happened because Mrs. Maino said it. There are no two ways about it. Not only that, two goons were sent to attack Arnab and his wife while they were returning home in their car. Arnab, in a video released by Republic, said, "Two men on a motorcycle overtook my car and tried to identify who was driving. They then blocked the path of my car with their two-wheelers. The pillion rider hit the right side driver window several times, and after realizing that the car windows were up, the pillion rider removed a liquid bottle from his pocket and threw liquid on the driver's side of the car where I was sitting. Luckily, the bodyguards arrived on time and they caught the culprits, who were later identified to be youth Congress members, and said they attacked on a request of the higher-ups." What is Antonio Maino so scared of that she had to send goons to attack him? The goons who were sent to attack him are already out on bail, while Arnab has to spend 12.5 hours of time in police station for interrogation. The victim of the entire ordeal is suffering, while the goons are set free. Is this justice? The people who do candle march, protest and were extremely vocal about their opinions in Twitter and other social media platforms, why are they not condemning this incident? Some journalists and so-called intellectuals go abroad and badmouth about India and say that Indian Muslims are feeling unsafe. Minorities have no rights. There is no free speech. Are all mum in this situation? So many Hindu girls are getting raped and killed in India and Pakistan. Yet the only name which comes to our mind when you think of rape victim is Asifa of Kathua. Why? Because the media does selective journalism of only one community. And by the way, journalists, if you are condemning this act of violence, then do it properly. Don't say things like, "I condemn this attack on Arnab, but Arnab is a bad journalist." Or something like, "Arnab should not have been harmed, but he deserved it. He's not even a journalist." It is like saying, "I condemn this rape, but the girl was wearing revealing clothes." Or, "I condemn this terrorist attack, but the young man actually wanted to be a cricket player." Just say, "I condemn the attack" and stop it. You're not fooling anyone. Some journalists are reporting that mob lynching happened because the village people thought the sadhus were child traffickers or thieves. I mean, really? We all know that in this lockdown period we need to take prior permission from police to travel long distances. These sadhus had taken permission and had already covered some distance, crossing some checkpoints. Then why did the Gachinchale police, even after knowing that these sadhus were innocent and had all the necessary documents, still handed them over to the mob? Even if they were criminals, does that mean that the police can hand them over to the mob? No. Sonia Gandhi's real name is Antonio Maino. It is a fact. It is present in her Italian and Indian passport and all her documents. Now, most of us know why Gandhi family named themselves Gandhi. It is to fool each and every one of us. The left liberal called Yogi Adityanath by his real name, Ajay Mohan Bist, and said even he has changed his name. How is it any different? Let me tell you how. Among yogis, seers and gurus, the name is carefully chosen to symbolize how a new monk will work and guide others. Yukteswarji was a Jnana avatar. He would mercilessly point out his students' flaws and remove them tirelessly. Yogananda was a Prema avatar. He worked mostly through love. Sadhguru's real name is Jaggi Vasudev. Swami Vivekananda's real name is Narendranath Datta. But all these yogis don't change their name for politics or to get Lok Sabha seats. If a person whose real name is Rahul Vinci calls himself Rahul Gandhi, who is born to a Muslim father and a Christian mother, but calls himself a Janeudhari Brahmin, that is to get a Lok Sabha seat. Yogis don't change their name for money or power. What can I say? Like mother, like son. What all of us don't realize is that the issue on free speech is as much as relevant for the right wingers as it is for the left. If you feel angry when someone insults Ram or Krishna, then you also have a problem. Then you are no better than a communist. You cannot insult religions and expect others not to insult yours. If you're going to abuse someone, then expect something in return as well. That is how free speech works. The problem with left liberals and the Congress is that they don't understand this principle. For them, the concept of free speech is they can say whatever they want as long as it is what they like to hear. But our culture is different unlike theirs. Let me tell you why. In Sanatana Dharma, there is no end, no beginning. In Bhagavad Gita, it is full of arguments and counter-arguments between Krishna and Arjuna. In Purana, it is full of arguments between Shiva and Parvati. That is because Bharat, unlike all other religion in the world, we are not God-fearing religion, we are God-loving religion. Just like how you love your mother, father or child. We might fight with them, but in the end of the day, we love them, we hug them. The same ideology is followed by Kodungallur Bhagavati temple in Thrissur, Kerala, where in the month of April, the devotees shout lewd and crude offensive cries at the goddess. But the very next day, the purification ritual follows and they hug their deities. This is the only country where other forms of religious worship was encouraged. Sikhism, Jainism, Buddhism all found its place in India because Hindus were tolerant and accepting of free speech. If it is not an expression of free speech, then I don't know what is. It does not matter if you are in the left or the right of the political spectrum. Everyone has the right to express their opinions, and if you feel angry or insulted by it, then you are against free speech. How this Arnav situation was handled shows a lack of morality and understanding of free speech by Antonio Maino. Since she is the queen of Congress party but has no political power, and even her son, who is the butt of many jokes but has no political future. Many of MPs and MLAs are leaving Congress because they don't get the respect they deserve from Congress anymore. They do not want to be a part of a failing family business. How Congress reached such level will be discussed in the next video. So kindly subscribe and hit the bell button. Namaste.